everyone, it's Sandy. Welcome to Chialogue, and thank you for joining in episode number 1. Before we start, I'd like to ask you one question. Have you ever loved something so much you forgot to take care of yourself? That was me. For 10 years, I worked in hospitality, creating magic in the kitchen. Often with tight resources and pressure, it taught me how to make things happen with what's on hand, how to get creative when limitations show up. But the real reflections began after I stepped away from that life. Leaving the kitchen had been on my mind for years. My body was telling me something. I was physically exhausted and mentally worn out. At the time, I just labeled it as burnout. But during this career transition I'm in now, something deeper started to reveal. Here's the truth. I actually love being in the kitchen. I loved the fast pace and chance to make something from scratch and see it come to life. Even after work, I was constantly thinking about new recipes, baking, and creating. I guess you could say I was a kitchen nerd, but after about 5 years, something shifted. I began to feel the weight in my body. Literally, my hands started to hurt. I had nerve pain and back pain. The physiotherapist told me I should rest, but I didn't. I kept pushing through the pain, showing up every day. And here's my first reflection. I value headchef's opinion more than the signals my body was sending me. I didn't put myself first, not even when my hands could barely lift a frying pan. Then came the second realization, a tough one. I was driven by the need to be seen, to be useful, to meet expectations. Not just from my workplace, but from family and the unspoken rules of society. Deep down, I didn't believe I was worthy unless I proved it, and so I ignored what I needed. I needed rest, but I kept overperforming. And the third reflection, I refused help. Even when people offered to carry heavy things or take on part of my prep work, I said no. I wanted to do it all, to be responsible, to carry everything on my own. But underneath that, it wasn't strength, it was fear. The fear of not being enough unless I could do it all. And do it all alone. These realizations didn't come overnight. It's taken me nearly a decade to accept what was really happening. But here's what I know now. When you put others' expectations before your own needs, it's a slow form of self-sabotage. When you silence your body's signals, your body eventually speaks louder. When you reject help, you also close the doors to connection and care. And I want to say this gently to you in case you need a reminder. It's not selfish to know what you need. It's not weak to want help. And you don't have to prove your worth to anyone. In the self-development, you hear all kinds of phrases, quotes, intentions, mantras. Today, I'd like to leave you with one that's been grounded me lately. If you're also on the path of self-realization, maybe this will land with you too. My need is important. I see my value and I accept who I am. My need is important. I see my value and I accept who I am. Thank you for listening. If anything I shared today resonates with you, feel free to leave a comment. I love to hear from you. and continue this journey together. Until next time, bye.